Today.
Yes, indeed. We have Gaelic football, we have hurling, and we have rugby coming up all in this program.
But there's more. Don't touch that dial because we've also got bona fide, genuine, authentic Irish entertainment. Now back to RFK Stadium for more rugby.
USA 10, Ireland 14. That is our score at halftime. But a very even game, really very little to choose between these two teams. Our halftime activities will continue in just a moment. But first, a word from the boys from Dublin.
All of you from all of us here.
With all the motor oils on the shelf, how do you know which one to choose? Some people even think they're all the same. Then why do you suppose one brand of motor oil is the #1 choice of America's top mechanics for use in their own cars and trucks? Which brand? Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline. And
we're back in Washington, D.C. at RFK Stadium. USA trails Ireland by 4 in this Rugby League International, a St. Patrick's Day special here on the Deuce. And in the first half, you can see very little to choose between the teams. Not really a disparity in terms of the numbers. The hit-ups, USA 23, Ireland 21. Tackles virtually even. Missed tackles exactly the same. Only one more turnover in the part of Ireland over the USA. A big story, though, the penalty kicking of Dolan. They were worried about that coming into the game. But he was very efficient. And Ireland with the most important stat of all. They lead it 14-10 at the half. Ireland with very promising offense in the early part of the game. And their backs really were able to put together a number of flowing moves. Here's one of the moves that led to a try. The quick pass and the dummy in the end by Graney. Graney, the bricklayer, who knocked it over for the try. That tied it up at 6. But the USA with so much power up front, you figured they would come back at some point, and they did. This nice move out toward Lauren Broussard, the winger of the USA, getting into position, outfoxing the defenders, and just having enough speed to dive over the line for the scoring try. Nice try by Broussard. Ireland, though, leads it by 4 at halftime here at RFK. Back in a moment, but first, another wish from our Irish friends.
In Ireland, we're over here to play Rugby League, and we'd all like to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day.
You can get the official Stars and Stripes jersey just like the American Patriot. Wear the colors with pride, the pride of an American Patriot. Call 1-800-54-RUGBY to order your limited edition Stars and Stripes jersey. Own a piece of history. Remember this exciting St. Patrick's Day matchup between the United States and Ireland by ordering your official Rugby League memorabilia today. Show your pride. Call 1-800-54-RUGBY. That's 1-800-54-RUGBY.
The luck of the Irish is holding on St. Patrick's Day. They lead the USA 14-10 at halftime here at RFK Stadium. Very impressive performance by the Irish in the first half. Let's throw it downstairs to John Morgan, who is with the Irish coach, Terry Flanagan. John?
Hey, thanks very much, Derek. Terry, any surprises in the first half from the Americans?
No, not really. We knew they were a very good side, and to be honest, they've really hit us. They've got some great players, and we're pleased that we've had a good hard 40 minutes. But I've got to take my hat off to these guys. The Patriots have really come good, and we're happy just to be in the game at the moment.
What's that last try mean to you in the last 10 seconds of the first half?
Well, it's an important time to score, but we know we've got a big second half coming up, and I'm sure the American guys are going to give us some stick. So we just got to try and get ourselves ready for that.
Thanks very much. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Greg Girard, U.S. coach. Come on in. Greg, why don't you tell us, Duke Irico, is he okay?
Yeah, he's just currently in getting strapped. He went over on his ankle a little bit, but he'll be back out ready to start the second half.
Same thing. A lot of penalties by the U.S. It's about 7-2 in penalties. A lot of turnovers. Anything you said to the guys to try and improve on that?
We're basically starting this second half as the start of the game, and we're using the word discipline. We want to get some discipline back into our game. As you said, the penalties, the turnovers are the things that are hurting us. But they've scored both of their tries off turnovers, so we've let them back into the game. I think rather than them winning the game at the moment, we're giving it to them.
Okay, Derek, back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple of minutes when you make your way back upstairs. Halftime, USA 10, Ireland 14. Second half from RFK is coming up here on the Deuce. ESPN2's Rugby League coverage is sponsored by Murphy's Irish Stout, who is proud to celebrate this St. Patrick's Day by bringing you the USA-Ireland rugby match. RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, on a beautiful day for rugby, if anything a little bit too warm for the Irish players. Later tonight here on ESPN2, every Tuesday through Friday, join us for Sports Night. 90 minutes of scores, news, music videos, behind-the-scenes reports from major events, and much more. 7:30 Eastern Time tonight. Irish players have had a break and are ready for second half action. There's big Rob Rimmer, the gigantic prop forward of Ireland. The USA team regathering their thoughts. Really lost it a little bit in terms of the handling errors that they made on the first half. And they're well aware that they can do much better. The Irish preserving a 4-point advantage as the teams slowly drift out for the second half.
Well, one of the things we talked about is the amount of tackles in this game. We got it down. It's about 70 tackles. About 65 for the Irish. We've got about 130. So these guys got to do this another whole game.
The USA players very slowly back on the field.
Be interesting to see if
Well, I think we had some microphone problems, but we are back here at RFK Stadium. I hope you're hearing us loud and clear this time. Derek Ray along with John Morgan from our nation's capital as the players are set for second half action.
Yeah, tackle count about 71 tackles for the U.S., 63 for Ireland. That means about 164 to 134 tackles in the first half. That's the equivalent of one NFL game. One NFL game's got about 140 plays. So another whole second half of competition coming up. We're probably going to have approaching 300 tackles in the game, Derek, which really tells you the type of contact delivered in this game.
Ireland leading 14-10 will kick off the second half, and it's Dolan at the controls. Owens races behind him. There's the long kick by Dolan. Bounces just forward of the 10-meter line and picked up immediately by the USA.
That was a good pickup. That was almost a knock forward. It was Zacharias with the pickup.
Now switching as he tries to pick up Broussard. Linking with Reed, who goes down, and to play the ball from Reed to Dwyer. Now the lunging run over the middle by Craig Leslie. USA continues with the play the ball.
This is Erickson. It's not a bad movement, U.S. They've got about 50 yards out of 4 plays. 40 yards.
Dwyer with the feed quickly out to the left. USA trying to recover the momentum that they had midway through the first half as Nui goes down to the final tackle. Watch for the kick. Rico, yeah, he's back in the game.
That thing sits up, doesn't take it into the end zone. They got to run this out. Oh, no, there it goes, over the line.
Took a bad American bounce, and it goes out. It'll be taken by the Irish at their own 20-meter line.
55 yards he punted that ball in the air on the run.
Early in the second half at RFK Stadium. The Irish players have been very excited all week about this chance to showcase their talents. They hope that if they win this game, they'll be admitted to the Emerging Nations World Cup to be held in England later this year.
Yeah, the United States is already in that Emerging Nations World Cup. It'll be a great matchup for these two countries in a rematch sometime in October. Oh, there's a great hit by Gruller. The Irish got very lucky there.
Yeah, they recovered the ball after losing it. As down goes Andy Girvan from Dungannon, Northern Ireland, battles for the ball and quickly takes the play the ball. Now the quick feed out to the left. Racing down the left wing is Rob Rimmer.
That's a really good tackle there by the U.S.
Ireland moving now swiftly toward the halfway line.
Good ball handling skills here by the Irish. This is really, really good. Well done stuff. There he goes.
Mayer now off to the races. Here's Corrigan, the quick pass. Just dropped but recovered. Was there a knock on?
Very, very unfortunate for the Irish. Boy, the Irish have come out here a little revved up. They just moved the ball 60, 70 yards for in about four downs.
There was a forward pass, says referee Bob Connolly.
You call it American knockout. I don't think the Americans even touched the ball.
Let's go, Chris.
That's the decision.
No.
It's going the Americans' way.
Yeah, they're going the Americans' way there.
There's the quick pass. And the whistle goes.
Not back 10.
They weren't back to 10 meters. And you can't infringe that way.
No,
okay,
let's take it up. They didn't say 10 meters. Nobody called there.
Well, the referee, now in fact, he's calling a scrum. It must have been knocked forward.
There were no knocked forward. Must have been knocked forward out of the scrum. The Irish put in. I don't know what that call was at all.
It is an Irish feed. Guilfoyle.
Another mistake.
Byrne now trying to go forward for Ireland. Out to Corrigan. The Irish look very dangerous on the wings. Dolan goes down. Well tackled.
Britt Kaufman.
Kaufman the fullback, but Ireland plays the ball. Storming run by Clark.
The Irish are very determined here. They're just attacking the Americans, just saying, hey, if you're going to hit me, go ahead.
And he's from all angles. Owens, the captain, the loose forward. The quick pass. It's a try for Ireland. Gary Graney with a second try of the day. And do you think he's revved up?
Well, that whole thing started with a mistake by the Americans. They turned the ball over on first down with a forward pass. The Irish took advantage of it.
Gary Graney, one of the heroes for Ireland today.
Yeah, they're a little overnumbered here in the United States. A little bit of a lapse on the defense. There's 2 or 3 guys could have got that pass and scored there.
And this should be a simple kick for Dolan.
Yeah, right.
Whenever you say that, they miss it.
Yeah, simple kick, you say that, right? But he's right in front of the post. He's got that sand out there. He's ready to launch this thing. He's gonna try and put his toe right into the middle of the tip of this ball. The tip's a little bit wider than our American football. But if you hit these things correctly, they just launch.
It's Dolan to make it an 18-10 game, and he does. Ireland's way out in front of this game. It's now 20-10. Back in a moment.
Does MCI limit your savings on international calls?
With so many restrictions that we have today, I don't want to be limited on my telephone.
With AT&T True World Savings, you can save 40% to everyone in every country.
I don't want to be limited. I don't want to be tied up. I might call my brother or my cousin or my sister.
Switch to AT&T. It's a world without limits.
I changed to AT&T mainly because of the flexibility.
Your true voice.
In a world of rugged individuals, only one is the toughest mother of them all. Mother Gert Boyle, maker of tough mother jeans.
Gary Graney with 8 points for the Irish cause here at RFK today.
Yeah, the guy really sets this play up is watch Paul Owens gets the feed here. Right here now. Watch him right here. On the way down, he gets hit. Good tackle, but look at the way he just lays the ball up there very nicely for the score. So it takes 2 people to score a good try, and that was it right there.
And Graney celebrating in style. Terry Flanagan must be happy with the way his team has started the second half. A long kick, and it snakes all the way through. It'll be an Irish restart on their own 20-meter line.
Well, the Irish guy could have played the ball, and he let it slip by him, so now the Irish have to give the possession back to the United States. A little bit of a break for the U.S. They need to get back into this game with some good physical running real quick, and they have to eliminate the mistakes and the turnovers.
So Ireland will drop it from, in fact, under the posts as it goes bouncing over the halfway line. A lot of distance for the Irish that time, but the USA picks it up quickly. Preston.
He loves this.
Yeah, there's the drive that he loves down the right. So much power, he plays the ball.
Bad play by the U.S. There's a perfect example of a turnover. Preston, too pumped up, passed the ball back with his foot with too much velocity. Little knock on. Again, on first down, they turn the ball over again.
They can't afford to do that, especially when trailing 20-10.
I think there's a lot of air coming out of the U.S. bag right there. They turned the ball over on first down twice so far in this half.
Let's go, bring it up. That's it, turn up.
There's a nice break for Ireland. The long, deep run by Gervin. Andy Gervin has battled all day long out on the heat. Now the turn is made by Ian Smith for Ireland. Gets it toward the halfway line, and he'll play the ball right there.
the big guy.
Rob Rimmer. Big Red gets it just inside American territory.
Well, the Irish are doing what we expected them to do, control the ball. There's a little slip, but they still got away with it. Look at this. The Irish are controlling the ball like we expected them to do. They didn't do this in the first half. I think they were a little awe with the American power, but they must have had somebody say something to them in the locker room because they've come out here and just dominate the game.
Corrigan, but he's down to the final tackle. So watch for the kick here. If they can get forward, they can somehow play it.
Rico.
Rico could go all the way.
Duke Rico, how's this look?
Rico could go the distance for the USA.
Boy, I tell you, we talked about him in the opening part of the telecast. He's a one-man show.
That's a football-style try. And he was playing the role of the defender.
And he's running on a bad ankle. Look at him taunting right now, Duke. You better get back out there. Watch this play. The Irish are desperate here. It's 6 down. They want to keep the ball alive. So this is what Duke Rico just sees it. His eyes get real big like dollars, and he's off. And he's got probably the fastest speed in the field. Nobody's going to catch this guy. Look at him. Now he's yelling. He's taunting. I mean, this guy, I'm telling you, I don't know why he's not playing pro-level rugby league in Australia. Awesome player. Now, this is where the smart players just know where the ball's going to be. He sees Corrigan with the pass, too long of a pass, and Duke is off to the race. Look at the move he makes, though. I mean, 2 guys could have had him there. Awesome play by American Duke Rico, born and raised in Carson, California.
That made it 20-14. The kick was good by Newey. Here's how it fell for David Newey right in front of the posts.
Little chip shot. Makes it 18-16. 2016, I tell you, the USA needed that big time because they'd come out here flat in the second half. Duke Rico, the money player for the U.S., just went 95 yards and put the U.S. back in the ball game.
USA 16, Ireland 20. Only 32 minutes left to go in this game. A lot of rugby still to be played.
Yeah, and the U.S. has possession here. Here comes Preston. You think he likes this? Check this out.
Preston gains good yards or meters down the right. Rugby league measured in meters as opposed to yards. 10-meter increments. And wrestled down is Reed down on the right. USA quickly plays the ball. Now here's Fred Grueller.
Yeah, that's U.S. back to basics. At least they got no turnovers here in this series. Here comes Leslie. There's some good hit going on by the Irish. I think the Irish get a little inspirational talk from Flanagan in the locker room. They're tackling much more crisper than they did in the first half.
Nice surge here by the Americans. Over the halfway line they go. They're down to their final tackle, though. The referee has his hand in the air.
Newey will take care of this. He's going to place this little chip shot in the box.
This could be awkward. It goes deep. And the Irish play the ball way back.
Oh, that's almost a dangerous tackle. He's going to let him get away with that.
But Ireland has to play the ball just a couple of meters from their own goal line, and they're going nowhere. Going into reverse gear. They try to get out of the danger territory.
They're going across the field, but Shelby puts him back in that end zone.
O'Brien is down, and they're fast running out of tackles.
Wow, there's a mistake by the U.S. So he had him right there on the goal line. Grueller let him get away on the left side. They picked up 12, 13 yards in that carry. This is the big one right here. If they keep the Irish flat here, they're going to get the ball back. A good field position.
Owens doesn't get much as he goes forward.
Here's the last tackle. They got to kick it. So U.S. should get the ball. Let's see how they strike this. He might go deep.
It goes back to Dole, and he's the kick specialist. The long high ball, and it is fielded, caught by Afumango, the number 17 back there for the USA. He goes down to the halfway line.
They got 6 downs inside the 50. Great D by the U.S. Oh, look at that.
Wrenching tackle.
You can hear that all the way up here. No pads. There's Dwyer's flat-footed, made a good play. He saw the Irish read that. He took up 5-6 yards.
Dwyer spotting the opening.
The Irish only got
used to drive.
The Irish are down a player. Oh, look at Grueller. High tackle. High tackle on Grueller. Fred took a shot underneath the chin.
So it will be USA's ball. They'll get the penalty and a potentially dangerous position.
Let's go, USA. Let's go.
Gonna go for post.
Ireland's tired.
Here comes the tackle. Grueller's running real high. There's a shot up high. Plus, he's trying to drive him back, and he can't do that. See that arm's right across the chin. So Lou's gonna go for points here to try and get the U.S. a little closer. 7.
Yeah, penalty count 7-4, John.
Well, it was 7-2. Now it's 7-4, so the U.S. Not making any mistakes in the second half with the penalties.
Nui will try the kick. If he's successful, he will cut the deficit to 2 points.
He strikes it nice.
Wayward. No, it's good.
A lot of power.
Looked as if he just hit that wide to the left, but he curved it around. And a nice job by Nui, and the USA right back in the ball game.
Very powerful thighs. Just takes one step into it. Look at this. Deadly. Right down the middle.
The USA staging a fight back on St. Patrick's Day in the second half. They trail by 2. Back in a moment.
And you want to attend tryouts at the Texas Rugby League Championships, April 23rd, 1995 in Houston, Texas. If you're good enough to make the grade, then you can get a chance to represent your country internationally as a member of the American Patriots. So if you want a chance to wear the stars and stripes, then you want to attend the Texas Rugby League Championships, April 23rd, 1995 in Houston, Texas. Call today and register, 1-800-54-RUGBY.
Join us tomorrow on The Deuce at 7:30 p.m. Quebec and Montreal. National Hockey Night on ESPN2. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time live.
Here comes Preston. I'm telling you, he could do that all day long, all year long. He just loves that big hit up. Here comes Grueller.
Grueller and Preston are the players who like to knock and drive into the defenders. Irico is pushed back as the Irish defenders now pour on the pressure. Owens leading the charge.
Look at him. They didn't knock him off his feet, though. See that? He's very slippery, but at the same time, he's got good balance. Knows how to stay on his feet.
Greg Leslie goes down. Here's the play the ball for the USA. They spread it out quickly, trying to copy the Irish style.
They're going to probably try and spin it out to their back. Oh, there's a turnover. You allowed that to happen.
So slack play again by the USA. The Irish get it back.
Yeah, and they're 44-yard line of the U.S. So another turnover by the U.S. They certainly lead that category.
Oh, let's look for work. Let's look for work, boys.
Ian Smith shouting out the instructions down on the field. Liam Horrigan goes down to play the ball for the Irish.
He allowed that play. Yeah, he didn't allow Nui to do it. He allowed the Irish guy to do that there. Now we're going to start to see some fatigue setting in. We're going to find out who's fit and who's not. You're going to start seeing some people walking around.
Ireland ahead by 2. There's a little chip kick into the middle. That is fielded neatly by the USA.
Good play, too. Under Prowl, he lost the ball, though. Another turnover.
And Balachandra falling on it deep inside his own half. Referee Connolly steps in.
How many times are we going to talk about the turnovers?
Really has been a story in this game. It's going to be a scrum. They'll pack it deep inside the American half.
Here it is, here it is.
Well, I think they called the referee called it. He rolled it out of there, so they gave it back to the Americans. So the Americans were fortunate there. It wasn't a turnover. It was an Irish mistake.
There's an American break, and they have a chance here with space on the right. The quick fire move. There's a nice run down the left side. And he could go all the way. Afamango. Does he have enough? He's tackled, and he's in for the try.
Nice try by replacement player Lau Afamango comes off the bench. I'm telling you, we're going to start seeing these people gasping for air a little late here in the game. This is a 15-round fight.
Lau Afamango, the man from Texas, bursting through to give the USA the lead.
He breaks a tackle right here. Again, that's fatigue. Both Irish players had a chance to really put him down. This guy has a lot of weight, too, so he's running out. He used to box against Ireland for the United States. The last time he boxed for the United States, he lost his match to the Irish. Do you think he liked that try?
I think he had a small score to settle that time. So the USA ahead by 2, and this could be 4 if Nui, who has been pretty consistent as the kicker, can make it count.
You know, Nui's got that bad arm. I'm very surprised he's made it this far in the game. He just took the cast off 3 days ago.
David Nui steadies himself. Doesn't take as long as Dolan, his Irish counterpart. The kick by Nui.
He pulled it.
Yep, pulled it left. So the lead stays at 2. USA 22, Ireland 20. And this game has all the hallmarks of a match that could go down to the wire. USA with the advantage presently at RFK. At RFK Stadium, the USA 22, Ireland 20, the USA in trouble.
Great play there on the sidelines by New. Saved the ball from going out of bounds, threw it back. I mean, the guy is really leading the United States team here.
So the USA, after being down 20-10, now have a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, well, the secret is don't make the mistakes.
They're trying to continue that as they drive it down to the 20-meter line.
I think he's got the Irish or something, not back 10.
That's been a persistent problem.
You got a player down, Craig Leslie.
Excuse me.
I'm telling you, the heat's going to start taking a factor on these guys. I think he's okay. Here comes a look, see if anything happened here. He's had about 15 of these, what they call take-ups. And right there at the end, that's what the referee called. The Irish pushed his head down into the dirt. Again, look at the sweat coming off these big men. If you're 240 pounds, you aren't aerobically fit out here, you're going to be in quicksand the last 6, 8, 10 minutes of this game. I tell you, the Irish are coming from a pretty cold winter there, too. I think the heat's going to be affecting them. So, 15-round fight. We're about the 11th round here. We're going to see who's fit.
As Craig Leslie sheepishly makes his way out the field. Terry Flanagan in charge downstairs. Spring has come early to D.C. Temperatures in the 70s today and yesterday. The Irish a little worried about that. Leslie, meanwhile, it seems, is going to take an extended break.
Yeah, he's on. Nose problem. Look at his foot. It might not get out. This ball might not get out. Oh, it does. Look at that foot. He just put that ball 65 yards accurately down for the United States. Check that out.
That was a wonderful kick for the USA in terms of field position. They get it back quickly with the tap.
Yeah, he's going to call Fred Grueller for a straight arm. That's stupid on Fred. Look at that. He's going to throw that ball. That's Fred's losing his temper. That's stupid. On first down, he's got to go in there with a forearm. That's ridiculously uncalled for. It's going to really cost the U.S., not only field position, it's also going to cost them the ball.
Let's go. They're tired.
Here's the arm coming up by Grueller.
No reason for this. First down. I mean, that's just really stupid. He's really hurting his team at the moment. You keep doing that, I'd take him off the field.
Is it the case, John, that a lot of these American players who have a background in football are approaching this game from a defensive sense? As if it were football, they're kind of doing things you would do in a football game but don't apply to rugby?
Hey, that doesn't happen at any level of football. You do that in front of Mike Ditka, I don't care what you're doing, he's going to pull you off the field. That just really, really hurts your team there, especially at first down.
But I think there is a sense, as far as a lot of players are concerned, that you do a lot of the things that apply to football, but they don't necessarily work with rugby.
Oh, yeah, really. There's more to this game than just hitting somebody hard.
There is another powerful run for Ireland. Ian Smith goes down. They're inside American territory. Just over 23 minutes left in the ballgame.
Grueller still right there on the ball, though. Good tackle.
He likes to tackle. He likes to be part of the offense. He's everywhere.
The Irish got something going here.
Paul Owens a loose forward. The quick pass wasn't knocked forward. Referee says knock on.
Lucky break for the United States. The Irish were off and running. They had a 2-on-1 break. Had a potential overlap.
Just fractionally forward, intended for Gary Graney. And they'll pack the scrum. The U.S. will get the feed with scrum half David Newey. Newey gets it back. They try to spread play. There's a little misdirection.
Yeah, they went backwards there. Flick Kaufman should have taken the ball right upfield. The Irish were really flat. The Irish aren't getting back 10 meters. There goes another number ripped off from the U.S.
Only one player allowed to mark at the play of the ball.
There's another mistake by the U.S. by Dwyer.
Well, they can't afford to keep repeating, compounding the mistakes.
Yeah, they just give the ball back to the Irish on their own 30-yard line.
So Ireland surely will have a chance on this occasion to do some damage as they get the ball. The scrum pack goes down. Play back quickly.
Yeah, the Irish could probably do something with this.
Paul Owens, the captain, only 22. From Roscommon.
23 meters out.
Ireland looks dangerous. Here's the strong, powerful run by Clark.
Yeah, Dwyer set that tackle up. Dwyer, you see him all over the field. He's not fast. He doesn't look like that great of an athlete, but he's always in the pictures.
The feed again to Graney. He's so dangerous near the try line.
There's Dwyer again making that tackle.
Ireland trying to find space. 3 American players are back.
There's Preston.
Referee just making sure the players stay onside. Another chance for Ireland. The quick pass on the overlap to the left. Again, thwarted by these tenacious U.S. defenders.
This is the big down right here. They got to stop him here. The U.S. in deep trouble.
Ireland now going to do some damage. Did it get knocked forward? Referee says it did.
Scrum down, U.S. put in. So the USA dodged another bullet, a big one. But they made mistakes on 4 out of 6 possessions in this half. They made mistakes before the 5th tackle.
Last 20, we're going to win it. Come on.
A lot of very vociferous English and Irish sounding accents down there. There are several English members of the officiating party with Ireland, and they jumped the gun that time out of the scrummage.
Yeah, there's the big stud for Ireland. We've been waiting to see him, Joe Lydon. He's a famous player in the UK in the professional leagues. Late in his career, he's over here to lead the Irish. The Irish didn't play him in the first half, so he watches for number 14, Joe Lydon. He is a stud.
He's really a legend in England. He's from Wigan, real bastion of rugby league in the industrial north of England.
Irish grandparents, and he was very proud to have this opportunity. And the turnover.
Referee right on the spot. Bob Connolly has been very efficient during this game.
5 out of 7 times the United States has not reached 5th tackle in this half. And that just, I mean, you just can't continually let the Irish down here. They're going to get the ball on the 25, or less than the 20-yard line.
As they pack the scrum, here's Guilfoyle, the quick feed out toward Byrne. Nice movement by the Irish, but again, they're beaten. Very tough defensive play by the USA.
If you're going to beat the U.S., I think they're going to beat them on the outside, not up the middle.
Ian Smith at the 20-meter line. He goes down.
They've lost 4 meters in 2 plays. There's an obstruction. It's got to be an obstruction. Yeah, there's an obstruction. You see that man ran in front of the ball carrier like a blocker, and you can see that all the way up here that the referee caught it right away, too.
Lead blocking is not permitted in rugby league, or in any rugby for that matter.
Well, the Irish turned it over. The Americans have turned it over.
So the penalty finds touch on the full. And the USA will get another chance to restart play.
Let's see what they can do with the ball. They've been making the mistakes. Oh, look at the Gruler. I mean, how many times did he take that punishment? And they're throwing him back because he's standing up. He's not going in low enough. He starts going in low, those guys will start backing off.
Gruler just has so much power. They give it away.
Referee allowed that.
Referee said, fair play.
Yeah, the Irish stole another one. The U.S. didn't get the 5th tackle again. Now it's 6 out of 8 times in this half.
Nice play by the Irish as Mick Burns goes down the right. Joe Lydon in there to help him with the play the ball. Here's Lydon.
You're going to see a lot of Lydon. I'm telling you, watch Lydon is going to do something. Look at that. There's Gino Seegers.
Seegers the tackle on Clark. Ireland still going forward for the play the ball.
Oh, look at that. Slaughter.
The USA got the ball. Wasn't knocked forward, though. The referee, I think, is going to give the play the ball to the USA.
Well, Preston launched himself in there like a missile, created havoc, and the Irish turned the ball over.
Balachandra doesn't get very far. Just 10 meters from the halfway line. Just over 18 minutes left in the game. It's the USA ahead by 2 on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I don't know if they should keep going back to Gruler, because every time Gruler gets the ball, they push him backwards because he's standing up straight. Gino Seegers, look at this. The Irish are all over the big forwards now. They've seen this act too much. I think the U.S. has got to change this a little bit.
And Lydon really is snapping at their heels every time they try to play the ball. He makes a big difference, both offensively and defensively, for the Irish team.
Yeah, he sat down the whole first half. Here comes Duke.
Little rubber kick intended for one of the American players on rushing.
And look at Irico, right there to get the guy. The complete player. Tackling, running with the ball, kicking.
Guilfoyle from the play the ball.
That tackle.
Owens goes down.
Prick Kaufman, nice tackle.
Now it comes out quickly to Burns.
There's a good run right there.
Nice distance. As down goes Darren Clark. Back to Dwyer. He seems to be at the helm every time from the play the ball.
He's always in the picture. Very fit.
They play it again now, down the left.
Oh, there's
nowhere to go.
Well, nowhere to go, and not only good tackling, but very, very ferocious tackling by the United States.
USA 22, Ireland 20.
Uh-oh.
There's the high kick again. That could cause problems for the USA. It's touched, and they get it back inside their own.
He got it out. Area. He got it out of the end zone. Great play to get it out of the end zone. Now they just got to get yardage here.
Had they downed it inside their own in-goal area, they would have had to drop it out from underneath the posts.
That was a pretty good play by Ryan McCaff. I mean, he made a very, very good play. Very good recovery from the United States. Things like that don't show up in the box score. That's a real important play for the U.S.
Seegers powers up toward the 10-meter line. To play the ball for the USA. Out it goes again. Preston and Gruller.
Yeah, Gruller got tackled low that time. They've been taking him up high because he runs so high. They've seen that act too much.
Dwyer. Gives
bad
the
pass.
Ball almost away. Seegers there to recover, but they're not going anywhere fast.
No, the U.S. is very flat. I think the U.S. is pretty tired right here.
Watch for the kick.
Last tackle.
Yep.
Louis just going to take this downfield deep. He catch it in the air. It's a bad play.
Nice
It's a good
catch.
Corrigan.
Play under pressure by Corrigan, the fullback of Ireland.
Oh, it's going to be a high tackle.
Manhandled. Almost at the halfway line.
There's a lot of trash talking going on. There's some pushing.
Almost surprised we haven't seen some kind of action from the referee in terms of a card. A yellow card is issued in rugby league. Getting a little hot and furious out there. We'll return to RFK in just a moment. USA by 2.
Mother Boyle and son Kim demonstrate their Columbia Parker's radial sleeves and zip-out liner. The Columbia interchange system adapts to any outdoor situation.
Shouting at anyone who will listen out there. He was not happy about that illegal tackle by Afumango.
Well, I don't think Lau, he was running full speed, just trying to get a hit on him, and he just got it up a little high. I think he got that a little bit lower, but okay, but that was really a dangerous tackle. I'm surprised the ref didn't send him off, because that could really inflict some injury right there.
So Ireland gets the ball. And still discussions taking place down there.
Tell you, the tempers are starting to get hot down there. I'm seeing that right now. Both teams.
Ireland kicks it into touch on the full, so they'll get the ball in excellent field position.
Pick it up, Ireland!
Deep inside the USA half. You can probably hear those Lancashire accents again.
This is a crucial set of downs for the Irish and for the Americans. If the Americans come out of this and keep pounding the Irish into the dirt, it's going to lift them to new spirits.
Less than 15 minutes left in the ballgame. Ireland trails by 2. Looking for cause to celebrate St. Patrick's Day even more than normal. And they try to play the ball. Taken by Smith. Out it goes to Byrne. The long pass dropped. Picked up, though. Did not get knocked forward.
Yeah, those guys didn't play the whistle, but the Americans played some good defense there. You don't want to run across the field on the Americans. You want to take it off the field on them.
Still to play the ball for Ireland.
Nobody on the blind sideline.
Nick Burns was the player who saw the opening.
Smart play by Burns. Smart play. No Americans were marking him off to the weak side of the field.
O'Brien, quick pass. Here is Burns. He likes that up and under.
The big bomb. The U.S. got to catch this.
But we'll get it. Knocks back, and Ireland has the ball.
Yeah.
Should be 6 more tackles.
Yeah, 6 more tackles, and he could score.
Graney can be so dangerous when he gets within sight of the goal line.
A couple Americans look like they're walking in quicksand down there. That means that they're really sucking some wind down here.
Ireland pounding their way toward the American goal line. They trail by 2.
Yeah. There's a lucky break.
Yep, that certainly was a break for the USA, and Liam Horrigan, the prop forward of Ireland, knows it.
I'm telling you, I think both teams, look at them, hands on their thighs. Both teams are really feeling the heat. This is just, I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's a bad pass. I think it's more of a bad pass than a bad catch.
Oregon with the pass intended for Chris Byrne. And they pack the scrum deep inside the USA half with an American put-in.
Well, U.S., I'll be very surprised if they get 6 downs. Here comes Jeff Preston.
He is so tough to tackle if you're one of the Irish players.
Well, he's also tough when he's tackling it. I'm telling you, he's a complete player.
USA now with the play the ball.
Here comes Lau Alfamungo. He wants a little action.
And he has a little more energy than the other players. Hasn't been on the field for as long.
He scored that 65-yard try. Not the only action. Here comes Gino Seegers.
Seegers bursting now toward halfway for the USA.
Look at him. 3 guys took him about 7-8 yards before they could get him down. He's a big man. 245 pounds.
USA again. There is a little clever kick. Now, who will get it? USA does, and it takes an American bounce. And they're in great position now. Alexandra must stay onside. They do as play finally is called to a halt. Yeah, they went out of bounds.
That's called trying to think too much. Bobby Balachandra could have made the try by himself. That's just real stupidity there.
I wonder sometimes if they do think football. Of course, if it's football, you go out of bounds, you're in good field position. And rugby doesn't work that way.
Well, no, that was just Balachandra trying to make the pass. He stood flat-footed. One guy was guarding two. By the time he wanted to make the pass, the guy was in front of him.
They pack the scrum, and Guilfoyle with the put-in for Ireland. Quickly taken by the loose forward, Owens.
And there's Preston. How many tackles has he got?
He's been all over the field.
Yeah, that's all he's ever done. Look at this. Oh, that's a dangerous tackle. The referee allows it. I'm telling you, that's Gino Seegers in there. That's Erickson in there. Ryan McGaff. The United States is doing some sticking.
They're certainly not shying away from the physical side of the game. Ireland now.
The Irish aren't making a lot of territory here. Right here they just did. Now, they had him down. He's got a good 7-yard run there, but U.S. been playing some pretty good defense.
They got to play the ball just about 12 meters from the halfway line. There's an injured player down.
That's Rob Rimmer.
Or is it?
Is it Rimmer?
I think it's Burns, actually. It's one of those Irish forwards down, and this looks serious. The trainers rush on to work on him immediately.
I'm telling you, it's a prize fight. We're in about the 13th round. A couple big heavyweights slugging it out, and it's pretty hot. It's, you know, the team's going to win here is going to have somebody who's fit that's going to surprise them and break out of the pack.
Hold up. No, don't do it.
What do you mean?
So they're still working on Burns of Ireland. A close game. Couldn't be much closer on St. Patrick's Day. It's the USA leading by 2 points.
They get no kick being thrown from a plane. 1,000-foot fall doesn't thrill them at all. So tell me, why should it be true that they get a kick out of do?
All right, now.
AT&T announces a world without limits. Introducing the only international calling plan with no people to pick, no countries to choose, no minimums to pay. It's AT&T True World Savings, the simplest calling plan in the world. Save 40% to everyone, everywhere, in every country. It's a world without limits, only from AT&T.
Your true voice.
We're back at RFK Stadium. The wind was just knocked out of the sails of Mick Burns as he tried to advance forward for Ireland.
Yeah, guess who's the culprit? Watch who comes in here. Breaks away. 3 Americans got him. He takes 6-7 yards here, and then just the American way crushes on that elbow, I bet. When you put your elbow down on the ground like that with 2 or 3 guys on top of you, that's what rips out collarbones and shoulders.
I don't think that he is going to see much more action. Jeff Preston, 25 tackles. He has been everywhere. The ubiquitous Jeffrey Preston today.
Well, they gave him the name Sergeant Slaughter down in Australia a couple years ago. He's lived up to his name today. 25 tackles, and he's got 10 minutes to go. He could get 7, 8, 10 more tackles before the game's out.
Well, Burns is hobbling off and favoring really all parts of his body by the look of it.
Well, he's got 25 tackles, Preston does. You got to understand. He's probably got 25 runs with the ball, too.
22-20, USA in the lead. ESPN's award-winning America's Cup coverage is back. Beginning this weekend, you'll see the Challengers semifinals and selected Defenders semifinal races. Our coverage here on The Deuce on ESPN2.
Here's his last tackle. The Irish going to try and pin the Americans in. This is a big play by Britt Kaufman. He handles it very well. Don't go out of bounds, though.
Kaufman gets decent meters down the right, and the USA tries to build up. They have just over 10 minutes in which to work. They're nursing a 2-point advantage over the Irish.
Ryan McGough got to remember right there, go forward and go down. He just lost 8 yards in that play. U.S., you know, U.S. got no velocity. Their big forwards, I think, are a little long right here and being not out of shape, but it's just such a tough thing to do to maintain this pace. Here comes Gruller again.
Gruller, yeah, the quick pass. Irico has such a great turn of pace on the sidestep movement, which can be so problematic for defenders.
Yeah, all you can do to get your hands on him. He might just take the ball himself right here. Where he passes.
Irico with the pass out to the left. Here's Seegers, and he's alone. Seegers gets away. They can't get him down. It's still Seegers. Was it a forward pass? Yes, it was a forward pass. No question.
Right there.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But look at Seegers. Give him some credit, though. He's trying to create something. Boy, this is a big man. This is a guy 6'3", 250 pounds. Look at him. Carrying the ball, one hand, breaking tackles left and right. Still on his feet, looking for Preston. Oh, I don't know if that, yeah, it was close. Referee was right there. Great effort.
Nice call by the referee, Connolly. And Ireland now showing some menace on offense. There's the pass out toward Dolan.
They're going to try and throw him out of bounds if they can.
And there he goes. And Dolan thought that he was...
Oh, I called a penalty.
Yep, illegally thrown out.
Another mistake. That was Duke Irico over there, and the guy's pretty cunning, but the referee didn't let him get away with that one.
Nick Burns gets bandaged up. Very frustrated. He's saying, hey, St. Patrick's Day, not able to finish the game. As the Irish gain some territory.
Well, the U.S. right here got to come up big. Here comes up contact right there off the bat. They're about 15, 16 yards out.
Here's play the ball number 2 for Ireland. They're down by 2. They need some points. Guilfoyle with a little switch move toward Ian Smith. About 15 meters from the goal line. Guilfoyle again at the controls.
Come over there.
And they drop the ball. Ireland gets it back.
The referee allowed it because the ball did not go forward.
No knock on.
Let's go. Move.
The Irish went 16-yard line. Now they're at the 25-yard line. So far, the U.S. got good defense. One more tackle before they got to get rid of it.
Rainey got pushed back. And again, Ireland trying to maraud their way inside the 10-meter area. They still have the ball.
Big play coming right here. This is a 6th tackle. They're going to try and kick it into the end zone. Drop kick, maybe.
There's a grubber kick in toward the goal line, but it's easily fielded by the USA.
Now, the U.S. is smart. They'll play a very conservative 6 tackles here.
And down is David Newey, a real inspiration of this American team, and he appears to be
I'm sure it's
injured.
his arm. I'm sure it's his arm. I mean, the guy is 3-4 days ago took the cast off his arm to come out here.
Stop the clock!
Heard the cry, stop the clock. Terry Flanagan has done a lot of shouting during this game.
And New stays right in. They attend to him. If you notice, the trainer just stays right on the field.
Play goes on. USA with the ball. Here's the burst of speed again. Over the middle. Great forward support.
Yeah, that's just unbelievable. The United States can come out of their own end zone like that. 45 yards, and that's the forwards making the play. That aren't the backs. Now they're going to spin it out.
Irico.
This is Balachandra.
Balachandra on the left. Got the feet from Irico. Goes down, and they will play the ball inside Irish territory. Taken back quickly. Valicio.
That's a smart play. You got 7, 8, 10 yards. That's called the scoot. Just take it yourself. Dwyer.
USA building up now. Dwyer.
Yeah, he got flat-footed, but he gets away with it.
Oh, Dwyer showing excellent read of the situation. Saw the gap.
Yeah, but I think the Irish are fatigued. They should have had Dwyer very easily.
This will be the 6th tackle, so it's a kick by Irico. Takes an awkward bounce. Ireland fields it deep inside their own territory.
Well, this is another big, important series coming up for the U.S. If they pin them down here.
Ireland now desperately trying to get forward. They must go about 80 meters here. They're 2 points down.
They better get this little guy.
That was Joyce who came off the bench. Donald Joyce from Dublin.
Craig Erickson.
Well, we're going to start seeing who's in shape. A couple minutes to go in this game. 6 minutes to go. There goes the break.
It's Paul Owens, the captain. He's free. What a run by Owens. Gets inside U.S. territory. Owens, one of the big stars for Ireland today.
Obviously, he's pretty fit.
Now here's Corrigan, the fullback. Great support. This could be a try in the corner. They can keep going. They get it. Do they go in for the try?
3 missed tackles by the United States down that sideline.
It's a try for Ireland.
3 missed tackles down that sideline. They tried to throw him out of bounds instead of just making the tackle.
Ireland responds to the pressure of being pinned back deep inside their own half.
I think that's Adrian Porter makes the try. Corrigan makes a good play on the break. Preston got beat. There's New. Now watch this. They try and take him out of bounds. Look at this. Two guys overrun him, try and take him out of bounds, and there he goes into the end zone. Nice athletic ability on that spin move. He's got enough athleticism to get over that line.
So the try is given. The try for Ireland over the goal line. And it'll be a kick from wide on the right for the Irish. They lead it 24-22.
Well, for the first time we're ever seeing live rugby league on TV here in the United States, I think we've certainly seen some great action.
Well, that there is little question, John Morgan. It's been fast-paced, a lot of hard hitting, and no shortage of excitement.
The only thing is the United States has to give the ball back to Ireland on this possession. They're going to, I guarantee you this, the Irish guys will be very conservative with the 6 tackles.
Here's Dolan to build up a 4-point lead for Ireland. Dolan's kick, and no good. So they'll have to be content with the 2-point lead.
Well, the Irish team might be conservative coming up here, but I don't think the Irish coach was conservative on that score. Terry Flanagan, the leader of this movement, how does he like it?
The old-fashioned double pump.
Okay, the United States. It looks like a hospital wardroom right there.
They kick it off again with time running out for the Americans. Just over 4 minutes left to go.
Oh, there's another tackle. Great hit. That's Dwyer.
Ireland trying to get forward now, and here's a lot of space again for Guilfoyle.
There's a turnover. Here comes Seegers.
Seegers for the USA, the quick pass.
That's Broussard making a great play for possession of the ball. He saw he couldn't catch it. He caught it.
So still hope for the USA, but Ireland got it back, it seemed.
How did that happen? I didn't see that. Oh, there's the referee coming in. The touch judge is coming in, making a ruling.
So discussions and signals between touch judge Doug Keane and referee Bob Connolly.
Yeah, he's calling the Irish interfered with the American play.
And still trying to clarify exactly what happened.
Watch this Irish foot come in here. Look at this.
Boom.
Can't do that. Wrong. That's why they had the touch judge on the sidelines. Very rarely is he allowed to make a ruling. Obviously, the referee didn't see it.
And an injured Irish player, it's Ian Smith, who's down.
I'll tell you,
back up onto his feet.
I don't know if there's anybody going to be left walking off this field when we're done. I mean, these people are sucking some wind here.
And they are giving the ball to Ireland, so they're saying it was fair enough. Well, it was a legal strike.
Well, we'll show them the replay on that. I think that was pretty illegal.
So they play the ball for Ireland. Here's Owens. He's so dangerous. When he gets the ball, he seems to have the ability.
Gino Seegers says, take a bite of that. He throws him down, and Seegers again.
There are a lot of very tough confrontations going on out there. Individual conversations, too, taking place on the field. Now the USA tries to strike from the play the ball.
And he allows it.
Play goes on, and down is Ian Smith.
I tell you, the prize fighters are in the 15th round. There's not a lot of energy out there on either team.
3 minutes left to go. The Irish break again. Here's a gap. And down goes Joe Lydon, the veteran.
Well, Joe Lydon's the only guy with a fresh uniform out there. He didn't play the first half. The Irish are pretty smart about that.
This is their final tackle, so they should be surrendering the ball.
There's Duke Irico taunting his ball carrier. A lot of trash talking going out there now.
Well, they seem to be continuing. The referee seems to have given them more tackles than they originally had.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I don't know why that would happen. That's 5. There's the hand up.
Here's the 6 coming up now.
So the U.S. needs possession here.
So the kick.
There's an obstruction. Look at that. They try to drop kick.
Yeah, the drop kick spins all the way down and fielded by the USA. There's Kaufman turning.
Nice
on
play
the right.
by Kaufman. Yeah. Took up 30 yards there. 25, 30 yards on that. Oh, there's bad play by Wayne Reed.
USA gets away with it, though. They have the ball on the right. Irish try to force them out of touch.
Oh, he is. Another bad play by the U.S.
The touch judges flag up. And the U.S. doesn't want to do that. They'll pack the scrum with less than 2 minutes to go at RFK, and Ireland will have the put-in. The Irish leading by 2. And they have the advantage in terms of where the ball is. They try to run out the clock and possibly record a St. Patrick's Day win.
All they got to do is take 5 possessions here. The game should be history. The U.S. though, all the mistakes they made, that looks like
the ball quickly to Owens.
Oh, there's going to be a necktie tackle. He allowed it.
1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Well, the Irish are just going to play the ball. They aren't going to even pass it. They're not going to even pass the ball. They're just going to have everybody just scoot, take the ball themselves, and run it. Run time off the clock. They aren't going to have any chance for a... Now, there is one pass, but he should keep it.
There's again the grubber kick, and who will get it? There looked like obstruction as it goes into the in-goal area. The USA picks it up there.
Now they're hurt. Now they got to kick the ball out from there. So the U.S. totally unorganized here.
Again, they shouldn't have done that.
Totally unorganized. They got to give the ball back up with a minute to go. They've given the ball up 3 times in the last 3 minutes. You think back of that Bobby Balachandra on that long run.
Yeah.
That was the big turning point. The USA could have an easy try there, and the U.S. 2-on-1 couldn't score.
The dropout. Who will get it? Bounces free. Ireland lands on it. Wasn't knocked forward. The referee is going to call a scrum at the 10-meter mark.
Well, we're down to seconds to go in this game. We need some magic from Duke Irico. I think what you're going to see here, they're taking all the U.S. players, putting them out on the right side.
Ireland gets it against the head.
Another mistake.
Foyle pounces on the ball. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. Ireland with the ball deep inside U.S. territory. Owens again gets free. The seconds tick away, down to 0. Way goes on, though. Ireland trying to go forward, but the referee calls an end to the game, and Irish eyes are smiling on St. Patrick's Day.
Beauty, that was fantastic.
The Irish beat the USA by a score of 24-22. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on The Deuce.
Alpha 1 is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in open. Moving north on foot.
Sergeant, here's the latest intelligence report.
I'll post it right away, Sergeant. Sir, enemy position is confirmed at Papa.
Step off.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, skill training and more.
Now at Pip Boy.
Welcome to prime coverage of Rugby League football, the Irish national team versus the USA Patriots. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Tim Singer. Well, here we are at RFK Stadium. It is, of course, the home of the Washington Redskins. And it's funny we mention that because pro football, not just the NFL, but the professional ranks, is now expanding worldwide. You've heard of the World League of American Football all over Europe and perhaps expanding into Asia as well. Well, that's ironic because the sport of rugby, long a European stronghold, not to mention down under in Australia, is now coming to the United States. Rugby League is growing, and the American Patriots are the first ever all-star professional team in this country. The USA Patriots play a year-round schedule of dual meets, not to mention